Drinking with Authors may contain adult content. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome, everyone, to another edition of Drinking with Authors. I am one of the authors today, Nick Savage, also your host. This episode, as every episode, is brought to you by Four Horsemen Publications. So find them online, find their website, give them some love. Without them, this doesn't happen. Tonight, I have a public service announcement, and I am drinking this espresso martini mix, which is delicious, with vanilla Coke. Also delicious. You mix the two together, it is absolutely atrocious. But it's what I chose to drink, so I'm going to suffer through this. So salute to that. But I want to, more importantly, welcome tonight someone whose work has been featured in publications such as the Huffington Post, author of Women of Glass and Other Parables, Candice Lola. So Candice, thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me, Nick. I'm really excited to be here.
Thank you. Yeah, no, this drink is horrible, but that's okay because our conversation beforehand more than made up for what I'm going to be drinking for the next hour. So before we get into Milwaukee and Chicago and New York and all that stuff we were chatting about, tell me about Women of Glass.
Women of Glass is a short story collection. It's about 15 stories, and it is stories of body horror that celebrate feminine rage, basically angry women.
It's nothing wrong with celebrating angry women.
I'm telling you.
I read your. Oh yes, wait. What are you drinking? Because you are also drinking. You have a
Yes.
plum wine.
I have a plum wine that I picked up at a store a couple of weeks ago because I do not have plum wine often. The name is written in Japanese, so I don't know how to pronounce it exactly, but it's delicious.
It's you know what? I love plums. I love wine. I don't see why the two wouldn't mix well together. I understand it's not like a mix of plum juice and wine. It's wine made from plums.
I mean, it's really sweet though. It is really sweet. It tastes much like a juice, but it is not like a juice. You realize it after you finish drinking it. You've not had juice.
Yes, don't give it to the toddlers,
No,
everyone. That would be
real
bad. It might be funny, but it would be bad. There's so much I could say about being drunk as a child. I am Italian, and growing up, we were allowed to have wine. Times were different in the 80s.
Yeah, of course.
Now, you have a lot of experience in the. You have a lot of experience leading up to this book, and not like experience with bodily horror, but like you give like TED Talks. You know what I'm saying? And your studies and stuff like that from like what you went to school for or college for, what you studied. How does all of that kind of relate, feed into, inspire, add to a 15 story, you know what I'm saying? Like how did the book come about, I guess, is where my mind wants to go.
You know what? It sort of happened accidentally. I was trying to get into my graduate school program and I got denied. I got rejected. And so sort of in a rage, I started practicing. I started practicing writing every day. And what came out was this sort of strange kind of gothic body horror stuff. I've always been very disciplined, and that's self-disciplined and also disciplined by the people that were around me and my family, direct family and things like that. And I think it led to me sort of feeling trapped or angry at my own body in some ways or at my own situation. And when I let myself sort of free write, what came out was this sort of strange kind of body horror. I didn't recognize it as body horror at first. I didn't know what I had written. I had to it had to tell me about itself, and then readers responded to it as body horror. But it happens accidentally, I guess, to put a fine point on it.
No. Accidentally is a great way for things to happen. I mean, how penicillin happened accidentally.
Yeah, chocolate chip cookies happened accidentally.
Yeah, all the best things in life and some of the worst happen accidentally.
Absolutely.
Yeah, pretty sure some war weapons happened accidentally, where the chemical weapons,
Yeah.
wouldn't put those with the best things in life. But so you have this story, a collection of 15 horror kind of different stories, parables, and they're rooted in, and I could not remember the words that were used for this, and I'm trying to find it, and I'm having a horrible time. Divinity. Please take it away from me. Yes.
Okay. HooDoo and Afro Divinity. Is that what you're referring to?
Yes. Thank you. Yes. Can you explain that? Because clearly I don't know what that means, but it sounds awesome. I think I might be a little too melanin deprived to understand, but help me out. I know I'm pasty.
I will.
I know what hoodoo is, of all things.
Yes.
But yeah, no, you go.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, I started studying hoodoo and voodoo, not necessarily in relation to this book, but because they scared me. And I tend to go towards things I've been warned against, which I probably will regret one day. And sometimes have regretted in the past, but I'm okay. I'm sitting here. I'm alive, mostly in one piece. And so there is a lot. First of all, Afro Divinity. So I mean, voodoo and its branches have a very interesting approach towards life and intention, good and evil. It's very different from the organized religions that I'm used to. I was raised Christian, so very different to Christianity, which sort of blew my mind. And there is also a lot of mythology, not only in voodoo, which is started in West Africa, but all of the branches in the various islands in Louisiana, and it's practiced here in America. And so I was really pulled into that world of stories and those myths and parables and those object lessons. And they really inspired. I think they really added what I felt like the stories were missing before. Before it was just kind of me like commiserating, I feel like. And after I added those stories and did that research, and I met great people during my research, I think it really added sort of an education and an introduction to the story. So I'm really glad I did the research, even though I went into it kind of trembling.
But sometimes you have to face the things that either you're afraid of, scared of, don't know anything about, and kind of, keep an open mind on that. I find that what is it? Education is the antidote to fear.
Yes, I like that.
I did not make that up. I don't think I did. If I did, awesome. But I think I heard that before. I'm like, well, I just made that up. No, I think I've heard that before.
From the great philosopher Nick Savage.
Yeah, no. Philosophers tend to be brief with their words. I am anything but.
Oh well,
Yeah, that's a good thing about having editors, is they tell you, hey, you need to take half of this out. Yeah,
I've had some editors be really real with me. Yeah, so.
you have to, but you have your book, and you've written short stories and and other stories of other lengths, whatnot, that have been published multiple times in many different magazines and newspapers and stuff like that. But I have to ask, because everybody jokes about it. Like, you see these Facebook posts where they rant, and at the end they say, "Thank you for coming to my TED Talk." But you've actually done TED Talks. How does that pipeline work of Huffington Post short stories to book to TED Talks? How do you make this happen for people who are like, I want to do this?
I want to do it. Well, TED Talks are independently run, and so you really have to study the chapter that you want to present with. Figure out what they want, figure out what that committee wants, and play to that. I won a competition. I won. Those words are too similar. Too many W and N words and N sounds. I one and there's too many. We need some more letters in the English alphabet, I think.
At least another 3 or 4.
At least a couple, I won an orator competition with TEDx NYU, and that's how that happened for me. And the talk was an extension of my thesis. I really squeezed every drop of blood that I could out of my thesis. And yeah, so that's how that happened. I wasn't going to apply, but I knew my sister would kill me if I didn't. And I ended up winning and doing the talk. And it was a really, really great experience. And one of the high points of my life. Absolutely. Yeah, but that's how you do it. You sort of, it's a lot of research and coming up to people and being like, this is what you want, right? This is TEDx. Yeah. I don't know. Chicago, this is what's important to you. This is what I'm going to talk about.
It's very interesting. So let me dumb down the highlight of your life by asking, did you end your TED Talk like the memes end and thank everybody for coming to your TED Talk and then walk off stage? You did. Yes,
I did.
That is wonderful. That is wonderful. Like after all that, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Mic drop, walk off stage.
Oh my God, that moment is seared into my memory forever. My outfit gets better every time I recall the memory.
That's okay. Memories can do that for you. You're like, oh, that was great. It starts off in like ripped jeans and, you know, like a ratty t-shirt and ends in like a 3-piece suit or dress or whatever. Absolutely. Like, yeah, you know, yeah. Do they have 3-piece dresses? Like, yeah, like what are those like business dress, whatever? I don't wear dresses. I don't know what the hell they're called. But like a nice dress or a business suit. Yeah.
You know. Those, I mean, business. I mean, business. Absolutely.
Unless it's like a horrible memory, then it gets worse. Starts off in a ratty, you know, t-shirt and jeans, and then it's like one of those bad dreams when you're like,
I wish it didn't. Yeah.
But this was a good experience for you, so it works well.
Yeah.
Good. Now, you were in New York, and I have to ask this of everyone in New York because I am from Chicago, as we kind of mentioned backstage. And you're from Milwaukee originally.
Yes.
So I'm just going to give everyone your history of where you've lived, your addresses, social security numbers. It'll be great. New York, Chicago. Do you have a preference on pizza, or do you like them both?
I like a lot of things about both slices. What I like about a Chicago slice is that you can't really eat too many. It's a filling slice. You're gonna get a meal in your hand really fast. I like how Chicagoans can sort of tell who's a townie and who's not because of how you eat the pizza.
I've lost the Chicagoan way of picking up the deep dish with my hand, and I've kind of been like, I'll just use a knife and a fork. It's been way too long. Now, what's your thoughts on thin crust? Because Chicago has the deep dish and the thin crust.
It does. I like Chicago pizza. I like Chicago thin crust. I love Chicago flavors in general. I think some of the best food I've ever eaten has been in Chicago. You know, but not to all my New York viewers, not to I love what I like about a New York slice is that it's like available everywhere, and it's really, really good on a drunken night when you just have $1 in your pocket and there's a guy on the side and you get a nice slice and it's delicious. The cheese is amazing, the crust is amazing, the sauce is amazing, and it's quick. But they're two totally different experiences, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
We were in Queens one night, the one time I've been up in New York, and I went started in one shop. Now I was drunk, but it was good. I remember it being fantastic because I'm a little pretentious about my food. And I just remember going, I'm going to try real New York pizza. And I was like, oh my God, like this was amazing. But what I love about New York is by the time you finish your slice as you're walking down the road, there's another pie shop right there.
Yes.
And we went to 3 different shops and ate at all 3. And my empty pit of a stomach finished all 3 slices. And if anyone doesn't know, New York slices aren't tiny.
No.
They're like, here's your paper plate, and it's hanging off both sides. And you fold it and you eat it. And it's not a 3-slice meal.
No.
And I did it, and it was good, and it was, but it's a different monster. But I have to ask, because now,
yeah, you do. I agree.
Being from Milwaukee, will your Milwaukee family give you crap for liking Chicago pizza, or is there no like Wisconsin, Illinois animosity there?
No, not with pizza, but my dad is from Detroit, and because Detroit has their like crustless pizza. He has a lot to say.
He has a lot. It's always New York versus Chicago, and I've tried Detroit, but I've not tried good Detroit, and I think that might be my issue. Is I've tried like the Pizza Hut Detroit style pizza, and that's crap, and I know it's crap. You know what I'm saying?
I see.
Nothing against Pizza Hut. We need sponsors. But it's not the same. You know what I'm saying? It's like going to New York and getting a Chicago style pizza. It's just not going to be Chicago style. Or getting Chicago style in Orlando, not Chicago style, except for one place.
But I will tell you, there is a really good Detroit pizza place in Chicago. I think it's in Edgewater.
I know Edgewater.
Yeah. I can't remember the name of it right now, but I'll look it up for you. Because I was like, oh, this is like, are these Detroitians? This is delicious.
And do you know the name of it by chance or no?
Not off the top of my head, but I'm willing to research it. I'm willing to go back and visit. Well, yeah.
Well, I'm going to be out there in October, so hopefully we'll get a chance to head out and try some. But no, I have to ask all of that because it is it's gotta feed the flames, and I'm not a war person. I'm like, oh, you can only like one or the other. I just have to see what people think. But you get the born and bred New Yorkers who are like, I can't like Chicago, but I do.
Yeah. Yes. It's like you can.
And and even I get Chicagoans who are like, oh, New York, and I'm like, no, it's really fucking good. Try it. Like, try it. It's really good.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's different monsters. It's Granny Smith versus Golden Delicious, or Jazz versus Gala. Those are apples, people. It's I also, I guess, have a thing for apples. I didn't know about it till right now.
The Big Apple.
But New York is such a fun town, though, and it's such a beautiful town. But let me bring it back to topic. I always get off topic when I start talking about pizza, because it's what we do and I'm drinking. And I finished off this bottle of Just Add Ice espresso martini, which is delicious by itself. Just don't add it to Coke. That was quite a bad choice in my life.
Sorry.
Nah, it's okay. I'm still going to drink it.
Yeah.
I've drinking vodka that no one should ever drink before. I can't remember the name of it, but it was a college experience, and I did it because I hated myself in college. Have you had Malort? I know that's like a Chicago. Okay. So here's the thing about Malort, and I do not like it, but I love botanical liquors. Like I love absinthe, which is, I know it's a wormwood liquor. It's not like a grain alcohol type stuff.
Yeah.
But I love like the botanical flavors of that. There's another one called Fernet Branca, which is a very dark, heavy botanical liquor that I love. I do not like Malort. I had a shot of it, and it's kind of Malort is one of those things that is going to get to the point one day where, as you're exiting your plane from wherever you're flying in from, they're just going to hand you a shot and
make you do a shot.
Yeah. Say welcome to Chicago, and if you don't want to take it, you have to have a card that says I've already taken my Malort shot. 1995 or whatever.
And it expires. Nope, you got to do another one.
Yeah. But Malort is the best thing to come out of Malort, and I have to shout out to this band. Is a band called Malort and Savior. So they're a Chicago band, and they're like a folk punk kind of band.
Yeah.
And they're much more commercial than I'm making them seem, but not as commercially like sellouty as when people say commercial. But they have this song that's very relevant to the geopolitical climate right now without being like offensive. It's just kind of like wonderful, wonderful song. I think it's called "The Day It Finally Happens." But everyone listening, when you get off here, look them up. Malort and Savior. Look at them on Facebook. They're great. Absolutely. Best thing about Malort is that.
Yeah.
And if you've had Malort, I'm assuming.
I have had Malort. Yes, I've had a shot of Malort.
So I talk about how much I hate it, and you're gonna be like, I love it. What
No, I
is
hate
your
it.
Okay.
I hate Malort. I hate it down. It is the devil in a glass. I cannot take it, but it does feel like a rite of passage.
It is. But the funny thing is like the manufacturers of Malort aren't out there going like, we have this wonderful liqueur that everyone should try. Like, they know it's the devil. They know they're the devil. They know. It's not like, it's not like a friend, you know what I'm saying, or the abusive father, you know how the term's supposed. No, they are the devil. They know, and they're like, let's lean into it. And I live in Orlando, and I was at a place in Disney Springs. I don't know if I can say that now. I'm going to owe them like $5,000 for copyright infringement. But I was at a restaurant in D Springs, and they had 2 bottles. Me and my wife and a friend of ours were sitting at the bar, and they had 2 bottles of Malort up on like their top shelf, because in Florida, I guess Malort's top shelf. And they were both over half empty. And I'm like, why are people drinking this?
What can you possibly even mix Malort with? I don't even.
They do have Malort cocktails, but it's mainly just a shot. Or if you really, hate yourself, mix it with something worse or better. I'm like, I used to bartend, and this was before Malort came out, and the shots you do when you don't like yourself were like the 4 horsemen or the 3 wise men, and well, I'm like, what are they doing now? The like coming up with a shot called like the Chicagoan, where it's like Malort and tequila and like Irish cream all mixed together. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's get all the nationalities in there, top it off with Malort.
Here you go. Welcome to Chicago. Yeah. Like,
please, anyone, don't try that mixture I just said. You'll die.
Guaranteed the last drink you'll ever have.
Horrible. Oh my God. But no. I don't need God. We are so far removed from whatever we were.
We are. I love talking about Chicago. I really love living there. So
when you were living there, were you going to school there?
I was going to school, but for a different field. I'm in behavior analysis.
You're in behavior analysis?
Yes.
Oh, you will never meet me in person.
Oh,
No. Just my own time in therapy and stuff. Like when I was in college, like it was all like all my friends were like psych majors, and I was like, oh, you people are no. Yeah. Oh, they were wonderful. I loved them all. But I was not someone anyone should have been around in college.
Oh boy. Yeah. Well, I wasn't either.
Life turns out better for some people as they age and worse for others, and thank God. You know what I'm saying? But it is. But okay, I have to guess. Because I know people who went. I went to DePaul.
I know DePaul.
My sister went to Loyola.
Oh, I used to live by Loyola.
You used to live right by Loyola. Okay, yeah. So you were up in that area of whatever that was called.
Rogers Park East.
Rogers Park, yes. Thank you. I was like, my sister lived there off campus for a while, and I couldn't remember what it was called. Rogers Park was a good area, and people gave it crap. And I loved Rogers Park. I thought it was great.
Yeah, beautiful, right by the lakefront.
Yeah. Have you been back to Chicago in the past couple years?
I went 2 years ago, and it's actually my first tour stop for this book. My first tour stop in Chicago in Lincoln Park. I am really, really excited and happy to be going back to Chicago because the book was born there. I was inspired by the Red Line, actually, for my first couple of stories. So much has changed. Well, if you were there a couple of years ago, I don't know how much has changed, but like it had been about 4 years since I had been back. We went back and we went like up and down the waterfront, and just so much there had changed. And I mean, like any big city, it is ever changing. Yeah.
And I think parts of it have gotten so much better. Before the last time we went down, I don't even think the Pink Line existed. You know what I'm saying? Like,
wow.
Like when I was in college, there was no Pink Line. They were talking about it. You know what I'm saying? They were talking about the Pink Line and stuff. And I was just like, it was the red, the blue, the yellow. Yeah. I think the green was the new one when I was in college.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah. And like
right now.
Yeah, and like Fullerton Station back then had Demon Dogs across the street from it, where we used to go and eat. And now all that's gone because now it's all part of Fullerton Station.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
And but yeah, there's so much like the pink or the red to the blue line. That was my stops. And because I was a partier in college, I had to try and stay awake on the trains. Otherwise, I would end up at way, way, way past where I was supposed to hop off and change trains. But where's your favorite stop when you go to Chicago? Do you have like a first must stop at?
Oh my goodness. I think it's Chicago Pizza Oven and Grinder Company, or I'm messing the name up, but it's in Lincoln Park, and they have this deep dish. They have this pizza pot pie. They don't take reservations. They don't do anything digital. There's one old guy, and he's like, "I'll remember you." And is a long line, and he does. He knows when you skip someone. He knows when your time is there. It's very old school in a lot of ways. Their menu is limited and delicious. And I always make a stop there. Chicago Pizza Grinder Company, I think it's called. Over by the zoo.
Our apologies to the restaurant that we're trying to properly name. But you know who you are, and she loves you.
Yes.
But I'm going to be stopping there in October.
Absolutely. Please do.
So
do
before I get back on track and talk about your book tour coming up, Gene and Jude's or Superdog?
Wait, say that again?
Gene and Jude's or Superdog for your hot dogs?
I don't. Oh my goodness. I'm not familiar with either one of those places. I did one Chicago hot dog when I was there. And I was like, oh, okay. I guess I'm not a huge hot dog person. Don't kick me off.
No. Trust me. Hot dogs are a very pizza is hard to make good. New York and Chicago nailed it. Your dad will add Detroit in there. But there are other places like Ohio, I think it is. I could be wrong. And definitely St. Louis, who try and say they have their own, and it's absolute crap. Much love to St. Louis.
Of course.
City Museum. But hot dogs, you got the Coney dog.
That's true.
And the Coney dog is absolutely fantastic. The Chicago style dog.
Yeah.
Like being in Chicago, I'm like, oh, Chicago dogs. They're great. They're the only way to eat them. And then my wife, and she's like, no, try them just with coleslaw and try them with this and try them with that. I was like, holy crap.
Yeah.
But if you're not a dog fan, you're not a dog fan. So, okay, you like pizza, though. Lou Malnati's, Gino's East, or Giordano's?
Ooh, okay. I live close to a Giordano's.
Okay.
I live close to Giordano's. I would walk there. I have a lot of good memories with Giordano's and like taking people who are visiting me there. But I love Illuminati's. Illuminati's was always a treat for me.
First stop when I get off the plane.
Yeah. Is Illuminati's?
Yeah, Lou Malnati's. And I literally, for anyone who doesn't miss food, because food in Florida sucks. We make almost all our meals because it's like where I live in Florida is just all chains.
My goodness.
I will cry at my first slice of Lou Malnati's. Like watching a good movie, you know what I'm saying, that you've seen 8 million times, you'll cry a little bit. I will cry at my first slice of Lou Malnati's. It's just that good.
The sauce is so delicious. It's amazing. It's amazing.
It's so good. So good.
Yeah.
But you have a book tour coming up.
Yes.
And we're not ending. I'm not wrapping it up right now. You have a book tour coming up, and you're stopping in Chicago in Lincoln Park. Where are you going to be in Lincoln Park? Do you know the name of the place?
I'm going to be at Kibitz Nest Brew and Books, and so you can drink and read, which are two things I love doing together. I'm going to be there with some other people who are also with my publisher. We're going to be doing some interviewing, some chatting, some drinking. Did I say that already?
Say it again.
So please come out and see me, all my Chicagoans. I really, really love Chicago. It's really important to me it was really important to me. I stressed to my publisher that we visit Chicago, at least, if not first, somewhere prominent, because it's really important to the story of the book. We'll be there on July 11th, I think around 3 o'clock. So it's a Saturday. Come through, and then go down to Chicago Pizza Grinder Company, which is like close. It's in the same neighborhood. Visit the zoo.
It's near the zoo. I love going to the zoo. I love Lincoln Park Zoo. Mm-hmm. And I know it's not the world's biggest zoo, by any stretch of the imagination, but outside of paying to park, it's free to get in. It's just such a nice zoo. And it's, it's educational. Wynn's Book Publishing is the name of your publisher. That's what you saw flashing. I was like, I did not check that. I'm assuming you like your publisher. They're setting up all this book stuff.
I do. Really publisher.
Where else can people find you on this book tour? Do you know?
As like what other cities I'm going to?
Yeah.
Well, I hope to be in Raleigh and Quincy, Illinois, and Brooklyn, where I live right now, will be the final stop. And we're adding right now as we go. There are things we have to put together and things that, having to move around. So I'm sort of announcing them as I know, but you'll get at least 6 weeks notice. I promise. You get at least 6 weeks notice. And I will always bring my A game. I really, really love just this whole thing, writing, being a writer, the whole thing about it. And so we'll always bring a good attitude. We'll always bring my A game. And coming to a city near you, hopefully.
And I'm assuming you have your banners, all the pull-out banners you get to put behind you, or table
Yes,
all the fun table stuff. Yeah. It's so and then you get to lug it around and stuff. You said you live in you said you live in Brooklyn. I don't know why I added a D to it, and it's like when people add S to White Castle. It's a Chicago thing. They go, we're going to White Castles, which I think is because it's like plural, or possessive, not plural, but but you live in Brooklyn, which is where I got my only ticket in New York.
Wow. I'm not surprised at all.
It was my fault. The red line past the hydrant was fading and I parked slightly over it. And they were like, Illinois plate. Here's your $80, $180 whatever ticket. And I was like, God damn it.
Yep. Welcome to New York. They do that a lot. Parking here can be really brutal. It's confusing. It's you can break the parking to know where you are.
I mean, on the upside though, at least they got a parking spot.
Yeah. That also, you could have just had to just drive around until your time was up. That's the real thing that can happen here.
No. So you have the book tour, you have the book. Mm-hmm. Are you working on anything else at the moment?
Well, I don't know. There's always a work in progress, I think. I have a book of essays that I'm kind of adding to. And there's always a novel. There's a novel that I've been sort of like picking. Well, I don't know if I've been picking at or it's been picking at me for the past 4 years or so. Yeah. And that one is also related to the book. I honestly think that I'm going to probably continue one of the short stories into a novel. Because I feel like there's a lot of texture that I can explore there. When I was reading some of the stories, I was like, I think this can be expanded. So still dealing with Afro divinity. There's just a lot to dig into there, a lot of information there. Ancestral veneration and generational anger and inherited curses and blessings and things like that. And the essay collection will be a lot like any of my nonfiction work that you've seen before, any of my essays that you've seen before in the Huffington Post or in Honeysuckle Magazine or, wherever you've read me before, where it's kind of quick-witted, well-researched, and sometimes a little mad.
So a question popped in my head, which is, I guess, how they form. So I had a question. Mm-hmm. You said you were raised Christian, Catholic, of the Judeo religions, but voodoo and the hoodoo scared you, which is why you wanted to explore it, which is how you discovered the Afro divinity. is there a defining moment, core memory, where you were like, this is the moment where I discovered it scared the hell out of me and I must explore it? Or was it just kind of something like, how did that happen that you discovered you're scared of this and decided this is what you need to base your writings about?
Well, my mother was from the Caribbean. She was from St. Lucia, and they talk a lot about African divinity there, obia and things like that. So she would warn me against it, and she would warn me against it. And my dad is African American, so that he's, there's hoodoo on his side, and he would warn me against it. And I was always a rebellious kid, so I was like, what's the big deal? And so, they would talk a lot about spirituality and being haunted and being possessed and things like that. And as I got older and started to deconstruct some of the things that I had been raised with, and just started going towards things, it just became more interesting to me. But when I got into NYU, there was this whole library of any information that I wanted available to me. Yeah. And that's when I was like, well, let's just do a little bit of reading. And I fell into it. I fell so deep into it. And I started sort of writing out what I was feeling and what I was seeing. And it really changed my perspective in general about a lot of things about the way I felt about things, the way I felt about myself, reinterpreted things I'd experienced in my past. And it was like, this is it. This is where I need to be writing from. This has changed my life. And also the fact that I had been so warned against it and that it worked for so long. And that a lot of the things I learned about it weren't fully true, that it was scary and demonic and it would possess your life and things like that. It did possess me. It did possess me, but not in the head spinning, vomiting green goo type of way.
No, but I think a lot of the times parents who push the cautionary tales and the boogeyman, you know what I'm saying? The kids veer towards it.
Absolutely.
It's the kids who didn't do the drinking and the drugs in high school because they were the good ones studying, getting to college, and all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying, like fall a little bit and get into the drinking and whatnot. And it's as you start to think on your own, this isn't as scary as they wanted me to think it was, and you get to explore it. So do your parents love the fact that your books and your work is now about everything they warned you against, or are they okay with it?
No, they're not. They're not. They are.
I am not going to do an impression of how I can imagine a mother from the Caribbean islands yelling at you and lecturing you about, because that would be completely inappropriate. But I can imagine an angry Caribbean mother lecturing you about everything she warned you about and how you've done this with
yeah. She asked me to stop reading my stories to her and please fetch her the Bible. Not happy. And my dad asked me what he had done wrong as a father. So
I honestly don't think anything. I think raising a strong, independent child to think on their own and explore the world around them with the cautions and the, you know what I'm saying, the guidance given to them to keep them safe. You're safe, you're healthy, you know what I'm saying, you're intelligent. I think your parents did a wonderful job. Show them this clip.
Thank you. I will send it to them.
Because what everyone wants is confirmation from some middle-aged white guy who they don't know.
I don't think it'll hurt. I honestly don't.
Like, he's got this. He said, I'm fine, Mom.
I think my dad just figured out that I'm smart, actually. I think he was like, oh, okay. You're like, I think he just thought I was ridiculous before because I argued with him so much. He was just like, what do you...
Parents do that though. If the kids don't think like them, they just assume, and it's a generational thing. It's not parents are dumb or anything like that. It's a neuroplasticity because the older Xers, the younger boomers and the boomers and everyone beyond them have very limited neuroplasticity to where they're like, oh, you don't think like me, you must be wrong. And then they start to changes in their life happen for one reason or another. Something you did and your dad was like, oh, she is smart. All right,
that's
And then all of a sudden it clicks and he's a little more elastic and
more open. A little more elastic. Yeah.
You need to get out there and spread your joy.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
So your writing process, because I do want to at least have one more question about writing in this, because your writing process, are you in your stories, do you plot them out what you want to happen, or are you, this is my idea and you just roll with it?
They sort of take me, I feel like. A concept will come to mind, like, let's take the title story, Women of Glass. I'm sitting somewhere and I'm supposed to be flexible and comfortable, but I feel myself getting more rigid and rigid as time goes on, to the point where it's painful to me. And something in me wants to give that a body. Something will sort of start whispering, and I'll write it and the story will reveal itself to me. Sometimes sometimes it'll make decisions that I don't want to make, like, not to spoil the ending, but a lot of people die in my book and they told me they're supposed to die. I tried to keep a lot of them alive and they were like, no, this is my end. This is where I go. Make it pretty, make it weird, make it interesting. Yeah. So that's how it feels. It feels like a sort of nagging thing that grows. When I try to plot, I get stuck. I've never been able to write traditionally, which is really biting me in the butt when I'm writing this novel because it's so long form. So I'm learning as I go, but that's how it goes. It just kind of, hey, tell me or someone else will.
No, that is totally an acceptable way to write. The rule of thumb in writing is that when a character is done, you get rid of them in the story somehow, whether they move, they need to exit. You know what I'm saying? Like exit page. And to me, my favorite way to exit a character from the story is to kill them off.
Yeah.
I think that's a nice way to go. You're done. You're not coming back, except in flashbacks. There's no redemption arc for whatever, may still have been lingering in the air.
Yeah, you're done.
But sometimes life's like that. Sometimes the main character has to have their arc.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it's not a story. It's just scenes. But I don't think every side character, whether, small or even bigger supporting characters, need to necessarily have a full arc, because sometimes life hits you with the bus and you don't get to finish.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness, that happens so much. That happens so much in real life. You don't get to finish. You don't get the bow on top of the cherry. It's just done. You don't even get a period sometimes. Sometimes you get an ellipses and it's done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially in New York City, where buses hit people all the time.
They do.
Just kidding. Yeah, they do. They do. It's like they do. It's like Frogger. You got to watch out for the buses.
I'm like, you've been reading our paper? That they do.
I've seen Elf. The yellow ones don't stop.
Yeah. You gotta really hold your ground in New York. I'll say that. You really do.
And there's no right turn on red.
No, ma'am. No, sir.
No, I know that now. But no, I can appreciate writing, and letting the characters kind of tell you where it's happening and stuff. Yeah. I think that's really just your mind's way of plotting it out without realizing, it's the genius of the mind working in ways like that. Yeah. I can appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So for everyone listening, they're going to want to know where they can follow you, where they can buy your book. So give us the shameless self-promo.
All right, here we go. Let me take a sip before
I... Just chug it all.
Chug it all. All right, go on. Here we go. We'll do two chugs.
Yeah.
There
Perfect.
she is. There she is. So a lot of my socials are spelled exactly like my name you see here. On Instagram, where I do most of my updating, it's Candice_Lola. You can also check my website, CandiceLola.com. I'm on Threads, Candice_Lola. Let me see. I'm on Bluesky, again, Candice_Lola. And I also have a newsletter that I love for people to subscribe to, because we're like a family over there. That's where I make my first announcements. I like to put in, a lot of people that follow my newsletter are writers that I met when I was teaching a class or just going along my way. And so I like to put opportunities that I find, different calls for submission or fellowships or anything like that in there, as well as what I'm reading and general announcements. And you can find my book also on my website. You can find it on my publisher's website, winsbookspublishing.com. Or if you Google the title, it's on Amazon, and it puts anywhere books are sold, you can find Women of Glass and Other Parables. And if you approach me with a book, I'll sign it for you. I will definitely sign it for you.
For $5. No. I love doing signings where people are like, how much for, like, just buy the book, I signed it. Some people are like used to doing like bigger conventions where people are like, oh, you have to buy the book and then pay more. I'm like, no, we're not that big yet.
Not that big yet. No.
Yeah.
Buy it. I'll be so happy to see it in your hand that I'll sign it. I'll probably sign too much. You're probably gonna have to tell me, hey, I need to read that page.
That's what the copyright page is for. No one needs to read the copyright page.
Yeah.
Just put it right there.
Mm-hmm.
I want to thank you so much for joining me. I've had so much fun chatting with you. I'm definitely want to keep in touch, especially for if we happen to be in Chicago about the same time, or if I come up to New York.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for joining me. For everyone who's tuned in, thank you so much for tuning in. Follow or buy her book, subscribe to her newsletter, show some love for everyone, and follow, share Drinking with Authors if you enjoyed us. Mm-hmm. If you didn't, why would you still be listening? And if you know sponsors, we need them. But until next time, remember, it costs nothing to be kind. See you then.
Thank you for listening to Drinking with Authors. Join us next time for another fun conversation with an author over drinks.